2-0 Tigers, top of the order, bottom of the sixth. Tarik Skubal facing Stephen Kwan, who's lined out, struck out. Kwan bunts it back toward the mound. Grabbed by Dingler, bare hand grab and drop, bunt single. You don't see Stephen Kwan drop many down, but when you're facing Tarik Skubal, you're looking for any way at all to get on base. That is just the third Cleveland hit. 2 have been infield. And a bunt single by Stephen Kwan. How tough is Tarik Skubal against Cleveland? Well, probably no tougher than any other team. He dominates everybody. But in 27 innings against Cleveland this year, Skubal's given up 1 run, 15 hits. Angel Martinez, he bunts first base line. Picked up by Skubal. Underhand between the legs, flip down the right field line into foul ground. He airmailed it, getting cute. Tarik Skubal pretending he was an NFL center. Instead of hiking the ball to the quarterback, he hiked it to the end zone. And the Guardians catch a mammoth break. No idea what Skubal was thinking. But Kwan ends up at third. Angel Martinez at second. Nobody out. And this place is rocking now for Jose Ramirez, batting right-handed. Infield back, 2-0 Tigers. Second and third, nobody out. The pitch. Fastball strike. A beautiful bunt down the first base line by Angel Martinez. Skubal went to the line. Instead of picking it up and throwing it, he literally snapped the ball between his legs toward first and airmailed it down the right field line. The pitch pulled foul third base side, 0-2. So that'll go as a bunt single and a throwing error. A base hit here, and you've got a new ball game. The 0-2 to Ramirez. Swing and a jam job. Weakly hit to third. McKinstry charges gloves. No play. Into scores Kwan. Into third Martinez. And a 50-foot single for Jose Ramirez. Cuts the lead in half. And is this simply how we have seen it all month long? Cleveland will scratch and claw their way, and in this case, Jose Ramirez, with a 50-foot jam job down the third base line, gets an RBI single, his 82nd. And this whole inning set up when Tarik Skubal just simply, I hate to use the term, got too cute. Maybe he thought it was his only play. But when have you ever seen a pitcher field a bunt and literally with his back to first base throw the ball between his legs toward first like a football center? Now Martinez, the tying run at third. Ramirez, go-ahead run at first. Infield back, double play depth. We had one meeting on the mound. Now catcher Dylan Dingler out in front of the plate, letting the infield know what defense is on. David Fry, the batter, has hit into a double play and struck out. Detroit will concede the tying run. Skubal's ready. Skubal sets, fires. Inside, almost got him on the kneecap. So Cleveland with 2 bunt singles and a swinging bunt single. Total distance 100 feet. Toss to first, back is Ramirez. Ramirez has 40 steals on the year. Dylan Dingler has thrown out 33% of the base stealers. Outfield deep toward left. Infield double play depth. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. Cleveland down a run. The pitch. Down and in. Ball 2, 2-0. When you've got Rust to must use PB Blaster. Cleveland original since 1957. PB Blaster always working like a pro. Nobody sitting at Progressive Field. The pitch, backdoor to him, a called strike. 2-1 the count on Fry. Martinez at third, Ramirez at first. A run is in. Tigers with a precarious 2-1 lead. Nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. Skubal's ready. Here it comes. Safety squeeze, and he got hit in the face. Down goes David Fry, flat on his back, hands up around his face, nose area. Could not tell if he got hit by that pitch squarely or if it glanced off the bat. But David Fry is down on his back. Tarik Skubal has taken his cap and glove off, tossed them on the grass in front of the mound, which would seem to indicate he hit David Fry with that pitch in the face. Not a glance off the bat, as David Fry had squared like a safety squeeze. A.J. Hinch is out talking to the home plate umpire, the third base umpire, and this raucous crowd standing in stunned silence as Chad Wolf and Jeff Desjardins attend to David Fry down on his back in the batter's box. The question's going to be, and I think this is what the two managers are trying to find out, did he offer at that? Whether or not it's a strike. Here comes the Cleveland Clinic, almost like a golf cart that you can take a player off the field on. It is pulled up to the home plate area. David Fry got hit in the face by the Tarik Skubal pitch. Tarik Skubal is visibly upset, as Tarik Skubal knows what kind of damage that pitch may have caused, and he was really upset, which tells you a lot about Tarik Skubal and the kind of man he is. He feels worse than anybody in this park. David Fry is now being brought to the seat of his pants, so his back is up off the ground. He is sitting. Three Tiger outfielders kneeling in center field. Tiger infielders standing around. David Fry on his feet. He is being helped to the cart with a towel being held to his mouth and nose area. And you can see how shaken Tarik Skubal is, standing on the grass in front of the pitcher's mound. He's picked up his glove and put his hat back on. And Tarik Skubal is now clapping for David Fry, who will be carted off this field, down the left field line, through the elephant doors. And when we know more, we will let you know. Evidently, David Fry offered at that pitch. It's being called a strike. He gets hit in the face, and the umpiring crew determined he offered at that pitch. And so it is a strike, and George Valera will continue the at-bat. The count goes to 2-2. Cleveland does not have any right-handed bats on the bench tonight. All five guys that did not start tonight are left-handed. So George Valera will inherit a 2-2 count, and we'll see how shaken Tarik Skubal still is. Is he able to regain his composure? 2-1, Cleveland trails Detroit. Guardians scoring this inning on 2 bunt singles and an infield single. Martinez at third, Ramirez at first. Nobody out. 2-1 Tigers in the bottom of the sixth. And George Valera awaits the pitch. Here it comes. In the dirt, it got away from Dingler. In to score the tying run, Martinez. Into second is Ramirez. Well, and you got to believe that's a byproduct of Tarik Skubal still being very shaken by what happened to David Fry, and the wild pitch has tied this game at 2. And now the go-ahead run at second base, and a full count on 𝘮𝘰𝘴𝘵. The payoff pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate. Well, there's no way 𝘮𝘰𝘴𝘵 could have had much time to get ready for this at bat. Obviously, nobody expecting what would happen to David Fry. And now he awaits the 3-2 pitch from Skubal. Here it comes. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. 𝘮𝘮 out looking. That is strikeout number 7 for Tarik Skubal. We've got a 2-2 ball game. Go ahead run at second, 1 down in the 6th inning. Gabriel Arias, the batter, has walked and struck out. Kyle Finnegan, the veteran right-hander, starts to warm in the Tiger pen. The pitch, swung on a dribbler to third, foul. Skubal now 87 pitches. Tarik Skubal was moved up to pitch today so he could pitch Sunday. The pitch, up and in, 1-1. Skubal not on short rest because of yesterday's off day, but he was not slated to pitch today. He moved ahead of Jack Flaherty, pitching today, so he'd be available if needed Sunday in the finale at Boston. The 1-1, up high, 2-1. One thing about the Tigers, if they have to have Tarik Skubal pitch on Sunday to get into the playoffs, and they'd be in the wild card round, Skubal wouldn't be ready until game 3, and that would be on short rest. Ramirez darting off second. A balk is called. Jose's done it again. He kept dancing off second. He got into the head of Skubal and caused the balk. And now the go-ahead run is at third base with 1 out. And again, this big crowd at Progressive Field on their feet. The 2-1 pitch to Arias. Swung on a chopper to first. Up with it, Torkelson steps on the bag. Ramirez scores the go-ahead run. How about that? Cleveland has scored 3 runs here against Tarik Skubal in the 6th inning on 3 base hits and a Skubal throwing error. And none of those base hits went any further than 45 to 50 feet. Give Gabriel Arias his 53rd RBI. Here's Kyle Manzardo, 2 down, bases empty, swings and fouls it back. Oh, what a critical at bat for Arias to get the bat on the ball. And Cleveland, which has done all the little things now for 2.5 months, continue tonight. The pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. How does the ball club near the bottom of Major League Baseball in so many offensive categories win 15 out of 17? You do the little things, you pitch great, you catch the ball. The pitch, up high, 1-2 the count. A remarkable inning. And don't forget the intelligence of Jose Ramirez to draw the balk. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back. The smartest player in baseball wears number 11 and plays third base in Cleveland. And when the smartest player in the game plays the game harder than anybody else, what a gift. The pitch. Got him! Swinging on a pitch in the dirt. Dingler tags out Manzardo going to first. Inning is over. The Guardians have scored 3, and they have the lead 3-2. 6 in the books on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.